Welcome to another video from Dr. Lock. Okay, slowly by slowly, my bench is getting a little bit cleaner. Let's get rid of those ones there. Alright. Okay, on the bench, carbine, knob, lever. So knob on the outside, lever on the inside. Can be used with a spinner as well for that extra security from the outside so that people can't force it. Commercial grade, heavy duty, fire rated, superior quality finish, easy to install, tested to 250,000 cycles, brush stainless chrome finish, disability lever. So I use these locks quite a lot. Carbine call it vestibule, Bravo call it storeroom function. I like to call it storeroom function just because that's what I'm used to. So vestibule, storeroom, both the same. So I thought I might just have a quick little squizzer at this one here. We do use a few of these, and the reason being is because they're really good for fire doors. They're fire rated, they come with a 70mm standard latch, and they got the lever on the inside, so that complies. And also they got the PD cylinder on the outside, so that's good for all types of keying, whether you're just keying alike or you're putting in a security key, anything like that. So the lock's compatible with the most common cylinder. So let's have a little squizzy. We'll just do a quick little unboxing so people know what's in the box. You've got some keys, branded Carbine, numbers on the back if you need to match anything. Coming through, we've got inside lever, way too much plastic. But they know plastic is not cool. Okay, we've got some cardboard, which is recyclable, that's good. Here's our 70mm latch, fire rated, carbine, protective plastic over the front there, comes down, dead latching, so when it's in the striker plate, this is pushed down, you cannot shove a card down the side of it. Having a look down at the striker plate, stainless steel striker plate, the correct configuration is ramp to ramp, so when they marry up together, one is able to go into the other one, just like that. And if you look here, there's a secondary semicircle there that gets pushed up all the way. The big semicircle goes into the hole, into the striker, and the little one is pushed down, meaning that this latch is solid. So that's the striker plate there. It also has this tab here as well, which you can bend if you cannot achieve that dead latching function. So you could straighten that out, grind that back, so that way it's always dead latching. Here's the knob set itself. More plastic. That's the finish there. Now to remove this knob on the front, it's as simple as putting in the key, just like any other commercial grade lock, giving it a turn, like so, and then depressing the cylinder retainer. I might as well show you that. Sometimes you actually do need to take the knobs off. So see how I've got it turned? Key in there, turn it 90 degrees, come in here and push this retainer, like so, okay, and then pull the knob off. And the knob is now separated from the housing. From there you can do a rekey. One of the differences is oh no, this one's got the right tail on. Yep, another difference with this as well is this, yep, put this back. No, this one has the keyway up the right way. On the box it's going the wrong way, but these ones have it the right way, which is really good. Just get rid of that. Okay, to put it back on, you push it as far as you can, you put the cylinder all the way in, give it a turn, same as when you took it off, and it might slide on. If it doesn't, you've got to push that button in again. And we should hear a click. Didn't get a click, but that's back on again. Okay, that's solid. No worries. So that's our knob set right there. This front rose is adjustable by spinning it backwards and spinning it forwards. This is suitable, I think, from 35 to, I think, 45. Normally it's on the box. That's the door thickness. So that's all your standard doors. There we are, 35 to 45 door thickness. If you need 127mm latch, that is this part here. This is a 60 configuration. There is a shorter one, which is a 70 configuration. The next one is a 127. So there's three choices. I'll show you what back set and configuration is now, just so I don't forget and we don't forget to cover it. So from the edge of the door to the center of the hole is your back set. So if we measure that like so, I can say that's on 7, so that means that's a 70mm back set, so that's the correct latch from that. When I put it in there, you can probably see that it's just peering its head through and you've got this little bayonet fitting coming through there, so that's the correct latch. If you don't see that, that means you've got a 60. If you've got the hole all the way over here, then that would be the 127. So by getting a ruler, edge of the door, finding the center of the hole, you know exactly where your back set is. If you've already got a current lock, you can kind of measure it from exactly the center, and you should be able to find 60, 70, or 127. All right, so there's our lock there. as long as we've got this latch in the right way, and it should be ramp to ramp, so our door frame will be here, so it can slide and automatically lock. I'd now go ahead and put in 2 screws, and then I would come through from this side with the lock. You want the keyway to be up, okay? So when you put your key in, you see the grooves, they're all facing the sky. You want it to be that way. So for this example, I'll just show you this. Now you marry these 2 up, and there's, with this latch here, you've got an outer type of claw this way and an outer claw this way. They go on the silver body. This T section here in the middle goes into the middle here. I'll do it here so you can kind of see it, just like so. Slides on just like that. Inside a door, it's exactly the same. Put that there, slide that through, just like that. Then we're going to need these parts here, and we're also going to need our screws and instructions. Alright, so once you're at this stage here, you've now got 2 goldy colour screws here. They are for your lock body. You've got 2 smaller wood grade screws. They are, one is here, one is here. The other 2 smaller wood grade screws is for here and for here. You also have a latch keeper box that is to install underneath so that it looks nice and tidy and you have no large accessible hole there and it doesn't look unpleasant under there. A lot of the time the wood is carved out, so you don't really need to fit that, but you can, it comes with. You also get 2 small wood screws with dome heads. I'll take you through and show you where you can put them. Alright, so you're at this stage with your lock. Just grab this and separate these 2 parts like so. I like to put this spring which is coming up here, I like to put it on this direction because as you're using the handle, you're away from that and you're not going to scratch yourself on that spring. Alright, so now you would get your big golden screws and you would go through here and here into the lock body, squeezing the lock together on the door. You might notice a hole here and here. That is for the small screws with the dome heads. You put one there and one there. That just gives it a little bit more rigidity so that it can't kind of be forced, or makes the lock stronger basically. When looking at your plate, you'll see that one's got a little indentation on one side. That is for this part here, which has a little raised section that clips underneath that. So I do it this way. I simply clip that underneath there first, like so. Where are we here? Because I don't have the screws in, it's always a little bit harder. Will it allow me to? I'll do it this way. So there's our raised spring there. Pop that in there. And then bring this over the top of that lump. If you can't do it, bring this up on this side, tuck in that side there so it's under the lump, and then just push it down on this side and you'll see it's got a little indent there, and that's fitted correctly. That'll be just over the top like that. Now to get this lever on, there is a little tiny key, a little tiny key or a little tiny button to push on the shaft right here. You can use a spike like so, and that will push it in, allowing the lever to go straight over the top. A lot of the times with these type of locks, you'll actually find that it's actually got a little ramp in there and it's got a little ramp in here. So most of the time you don't even need the tool, you get lucky and you can just kind of go over the top, like so, hear a click, give it a pull, and you're good to go. So that's what it looks like on the inside. That's what it looks like on this side, minus the plastic protective coating. The finish will be exactly the same, and that's what it looks like on the outside. As you might notice, I've fitted the keyway up the wrong way. The way you want it is the grooves to the sky. This just allows the lock and the springs inside, if they were to fail or get abused or get saggy or people use the wrong key and they get squashed, it'll allow your lock to still work for a period. So more reliable basically. Alright, so that's an unboxing and demonstration of the Carbine Vestibule PN3062. So we do a lot of the 3062, which is I think EL 3062. We fit them all day, every day. So this one here is pretty much the exact same thing in Carbine. There's no real difference on this. So it has the 3000 cylinder, which is also called a, what do they call that? 8662 cylinder. So it's your standard cylinder. These cylinders on this type of lock are more of commercial grade as compared with something you buy from the hardware. The key cylinders are not the same from the ones from the hardware. They do all sorts of things to save money, make them out of cheap, crappy material. These are actually brass, so it makes a big big difference. So there's the box. These are available from our lock shop, drlock.com.au. Instructions are in the box too, in case whatever I've told you isn't enough and you want more. Sure, read these instructions. They probably come in a few different languages and have little tiny print, but they do give you exact step-by-step on how to install it, even the tools you'll need and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, there you have it. 3062 Carbine storeroom or vestibule lock. Nice lever on the inside, nice knob on the outside. And don't forget, if you go down to related products, you can also see the ring that goes around here. We call it a spinner. The spinner ring goes around the knob. So to do that, you basically got to remove the knob, put the spinner on, and then clip it back together. That means that people can't come along and kind of force the knob, so it gives that extra level of protection for your lock. Okay, thanks for watching.